everyone, and welcome to another episode of Show Us Your Insides. I'm Joel.
I'm Joshua.
And before we get started, we'd like to say that we are on unceded and unsurrendered Wolastoqey territory.
Yeah, hopefully you're checking us out on CHSR FM 97.9 in Fredericton, New Brunswick. That's your community campus radio station. They're big supporters of local musicians, and we love them. So please check them out and support them. Today we got Ceeb Dread on. Ceeb, local. He really doesn't need an introduction if you're from the area. He's a hip hop artist. He's been in multiple bands. He's got over 10 albums out of his own. He's done acting as well, like film and theater. He's done a lot of things. He's really a fixture in the community here. I mean, you've probably seen him around. He also loves to just do some freestyle poetry on the spot if you ever see him out and around. So all that to say, thank you, man, for coming in, and we're glad to have you.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, let's get started with a little bit of history because, I don't think it's not something you can do is separate Ceeb from hip hop, but there was a point where you discovered hip hop, I assume. So can you tell us a little bit about how that happened? How did Ceeb discover hip hop, and what did that look like?
So, my brother introduced me to Sugar Hill Gang back in the 70s, and it was Rapper's Delight.
Yeah.
The long version.
Okay.
The long version.
And I fell in love with hip-hop right then and there. The rhyme schemes, the flow, the intricacy of the beat patterns, melodies, everything about it. I guess I was the kid in my neighborhood, the little kid, in front of all my brother's friends. I could do Rapper's Delight, the long version.
Right on, man.
You know? And I guess it just went from there. My heart for hip-hop grew from there, But I was born waiting for hip-hop to show up.
Yes, sir.
Definitely that avenue that was just like, okay, I'll wait for me to arrive.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's
that
funny.
Sense.
Like, Rapper's Delight was one of the first, hip-hop songs I love, too. I had that on my my MP3 player. And when it held 30 songs, that was one of them that was on there. 30 Probably songs. The short version, but yeah, 30 songs.
It was so impressive at the time.
Yeah. So it's funny, I was born quite a bit after you, but we have that connection over a song. So that kind of shows the enduring power of an awesome hip hop song, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And you were saying, you're a fixture here in Fredericton, but you're not originally from Fredericton.
No, I was born in Ormukto and raised in Montreal. I went to elementary and high school up there.
Right on. So.
And that's where hip-hop found me, or we found each other, whatever. But yeah, it all started from there. Freestyle is the foundation. I didn't write any songs really until, recordable stuff, until the early 2000s.
Right on.
Which by then I had honed my craft as a freestyler, and in the city of Montreal was, well respected on what I can do with the wordplay.
Amazing, man. I imagine there's probably quite a good hip hop scene in Montreal.
Wonderful hip hop scene.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So do you find hip hop is so similar to poetry? Do you write poems? Do you ever write something that's not originally to a beat and then you put it to a beat? Do you ever just write a poem? I mean, your newest album, 4 Words, starts with kind of more of a poem, right? Or spoken word piece?
Absolutely. And also the song Oscar that I wrote, I had the beat first because I wanted to sample an Oscar Peterson song because he was a great musician, and I heard a specific song and I had to have it sampled. Once that was done, I had written a couple of segments of rhymes over time, and I didn't have anything really prepared for Oscar. So I went and looked through my archives and found a couple of verses and then wrote another one and was like, well, look at that. It works.
It fits.
It
Yeah,
fits.
There it is.
So that's what happened there.
That's cool. So something we love to talk about here is the process, and I love the creative process, hearing how you... So, you had, in this case, you had music that you wanted to put something on. You had some old verses or just ones that were waiting for the right thing. And I do that with songs too. And recently I just had an old demo, and a friend of mine helped me put some words to it a few years later. So that's something you do a lot. You'll keep you can come up with a nice verse and you're like, I got to keep that for later, or is that a common practice for you, or sometimes does it just come all at once?
Well, that was for Oscar. That was the first time I ever did something like that.
That's the first time. So normally it's like
song beats there. I'm writing.
You're going freestyle kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, I was going to ask too, like, because you write about a lot of different subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what a song's going to be about? Like, do you hear the beat and you go, "Oh, this song is about this," or do you start writing the lyrics and then the lyrics dictate what it's about? Like, how do you know? Because I find that's kind of a fun process. Like with hip hop, like so much of it is beat driven, it's rhythm driven, it's kind of like hook driven, whatever. Like, how do you know? When does that come to you?
I let the music tell me what to write.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like translating feeling into words.
Right.
Yeah.
I listen to the beat. I feel its mood.
Yeah.
Really listen to what it's telling me to say.
Yeah. Do you ever just start like letting it happen, start rapping, and then you're like, oh, this is what it's about?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes I'll just freestyle to a song. Like I have a song called Bookin'. And when I was freestyling to it, the hook itself didn't show up to the very end of this freestyle thing, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
there it is.
There's the hook.
That's it.
I'll write off of that."
Yeah.
And so then it was like, stop the recording, erase that file, and start it again with the hook.
Okay.
Right on, man.
Yeah, because.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, a lot of your songs have really good hooks too. Like that's part of what I think. Not every single song, but like most Ceeb songs, like you get to a point where you have a hook that you can kind of memorize and like jam to. So part of that process, like the fact that I'm curious, like when that comes to you, sometimes like in that case at the very end, or I'm sure sometimes too you have an idea before you even hear the beat where you're like, I need to write about this subject matter too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like for like Hockey Dreams, that came out first. It was the first verse was for a play called Hockey Dreams.
Oh, right on.
That was put on here in Fredericton, directed by Caleb Marshall. I wrote that verse and spit it at a museum after the show and stuff like that with the kids involved in the show, which was great.
That's super cool, yeah.
But then a couple of years ago, I played a show for the ECMAs of the Delta, and I was sitting at the bar and we were talking about, hockey and black hockey players and the plight of black people playing hockey, and the need to write about that issue became something I had to do.
Yeah.
And that's the rest of Hockey Dreams was born.
Right on, man. That's clearly, in case you can't tell, I'm not black, but hockey, I think, is just such a relatable thing for anybody that lives in this place. And I think, that's cool to hear, to hear that perspective of the struggles. I mean, there's got to be so many, because I grew up, a lot of my friends were hockey players. I grew up around that. And let's be real, there could be a lot of offensive things that are flying around on a hockey rink or in a dressing room or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's definitely racism that these guys were facing constantly. That just adds that extra element to it. So, I think it's great that there's more, people like you are putting those stories out there a little more. Are you yourself a hockey player?
I played hockey as a kid. I love hockey now. Go Habs, go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course, Habs, yeah. From Montreal. Well, not from, but lived in Montreal. So
yeah. Well, my dad was a Montreal Canadian fan since before I was born.
That's how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be like fatherly.
My dad was Toronto.
So was my dad.
And then my dad was disappointed because I'm not really I don't really care about following sports too much.
Did you say Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's going to walk out of the podcast.
This interview's
this is over.
Saw that coming.
Trust me, it's the eternal feud, right? Yeah. Even if you don't care about hockey, you're just brainwashed, Toronto, Montreal.
It's so true.
Listen, it brings Canadians together.
That's true.
Never before.
Yeah.
All right, you'll see me. I'll be in let's just say Canadian Tire, walking around looking for a wrench, and I'll look over and I'll see somebody with a Toronto hat on. I'll be like, "Hey, you." When they let you out the psych ward, you got your bracelet. Okay? Well, you know what? We could be friends in the summer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I won't see you in the summer because you go back to the psych ward and wait till winter shows up when they let your ass out again.
Yeah.
while the Leafs are golfing. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see so many of those interactions with my dad, or if he sees another Leafs fan, they hug each other. because they support each other.
Oh yeah, I'll give another half and a high five or
Of course
something
you would,
like
yeah,
that.
bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's like a brotherhood there. I was gonna say though, like we're talking about hockey and kind of like Fredericton and like race and stuff. We're in the city that Willie O'Ree is from, and that's a pretty huge deal. He was the first black hockey player ever to play in the NHL.
Yeah.
That's that must be like somewhat like inspirational and like amazing person and from the city that we're from. Like that's pretty crazy.
Absolutely, which is why he had to be in the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for me, hockey was multicultural, like already, you know, especially since Willie O'Ree was in there, and then after him, and like Stephen Fletcher, and you know what I mean, Grant Fuhr, and all these wonderful hockey leaders. It was important to bring some light to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Had so many great tunes on that album. Honestly, one of my favorite lines is "Get your R2D2 boat out of the way." I'm representing today with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
From
That's Struck Back.
Yeah.
That's an amazing shirt.
Thank
That is
you.
amazing. I don't know
I
if the
love
camera
it.
can see it, but that's
Struck
amazing.
Back is great, man. You got like the Darth Vader. It's like I feel like a sample of that.
It definitely
Run
is.
in the back,
Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars fan too. So I mean,
Well, that's from The Empire Strikes Back, right?
You're a
So-
'70s kid. I mean, you must have been into Star Wars too, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah, man.
absolutely. Yeah, but and then everything else after that, for me, I was just like, wow, you know, Nymph, come on, give it a just Jesus, Murphy and Joseph. We're
Like
going
Star
too
Wars,
far.
you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
listen, I'm not trying to be one of those grumpy old guys, but like the original three are like canon for me. And
yeah,
then,
that's it.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I grew up with like Episode 1, Phantom Menace. So like,
Yeah.
I remember that was the only Star Wars movie like I saw in the theater. So
Yeah,
I loved it for that reason. Because as a kid, like I came onto it as a kid, I was like, oh man, I was born too late. Like these movies came out, so like it was cool to see a new Star Wars movie. Do I really consider it the same? No, but you know what I mean? Yeah,
It's a little different.
I saw the first Star Wars. I saw Empire Strikes Back in the movie theater. Well, just an awesome experience.
Oh man, that would have been amazing.
Oh,
my
life-changing.
God. God bless my parents.
You can see that. I remember seeing that movie as a kid, so like dating myself, but like on a little TV because TVs were not huge then, and if they were huge, they weighed like 6,000 pounds.
Right?
But yeah, like even on a tiny little TV, you were like just locked in. This is such a some of the things like as a musician yourself and like all of us, like some of the things that make that movie so cool are like the sounds that they found for like the lightsabers,
Absolutely.
for Darth Vader breathing, like all these things had to be recreated, right? And like James Earl Jones doing the like Luke, like you know that perfect like voice. Because if you see clips, I'm not gonna geek out a little on Star Wars here, but if you see clips of like before they got his voice for Darth Vader, it was just a regular guy's voice. Like
It
he was
was.
like, I'm
Luke,
gonna get you. Yeah, it was
I'm
like
your
just,
father.
yeah, exactly.
hey Luke.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody but
hey,
James
Luke.
Earl Jones, man. Like,
No, I know. Oh man.
Luke, I'm sorry I got to tell you this, but before you kill me, I'm your father.
Yeah. Like,
Just throwing that out there, kiddo. Do what you got to
Kiddo.
do with that information.
yeah. And I feel like the whole crew watching, probably not knowing George Lucas's vision, they were like, "This is never gonna
No,
work."
this isn't going to work. Hey, Billy, take off the costume.
Yeah.
We're calling James.
It's not working. Yeah. And that was the best phone call that anyone ever made.
Hi, James. Hello.
It's so perfect. Oh man.
Absolutely.
drink break.
Oh, I had a segue.
Oh yeah,
That drink reminded me of this episode
that
brought to you by
delicious vitamin water.
I was gonna say, speaking of performances, you act. You're an actor.
Yeah.
So like I said, separating Ceeb from hip hop basically impossible. But when did your passion, like, was it when you watched Star Wars and you were like, "That's so cool. I'd love to like be on the screen too," or like, how did that happen?
Oh, I've always wanted to be an entertainer.
Okay.
And that meant whatever,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Speaking roles, rapping, on stage, shows, theater, whatever. I just wanted to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
So, and also to getting my name out there, whether it's Ceeb Dread or Eric Claiborne, you know, it's both one and the same.
Yeah.
And they both need to have their own light.
Yeah.
True,
You know
man.
what I
And
mean?
as long as it says starring.
Right? It's perfect.
So if you're acting, are you going by Eric, or do you just doesn't
It's
matter?
actually Eric Ceeb Dread Claiborne.
Nice,
There you go.
perfect there.
You got to do both, right? Because then you're giving props. Because if someone sees you in a movie, you know, you're trying to, like, you're an entertainer. You don't want them not find your music.
Right.
And
But I mean, as an actor, they're going to pay Eric Claiborne. They're not going to pay Ceeb
Well,
Dread, right?
for sure, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I mean, Ceeb Dread's going to get a piece of that pie, you know?
yeah.
That's right.
No, I mean it. You will. Calm down.
Just relax. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your first role? I'm not sure if I'm aware of like what was your first
My
role you ever
first role ever was an extra for the movie Rollerball 2 with Chris Klein and LL Cool J.
played? No way.
What?
In Montreal.
In Montreal,
Yeah.
okay.
Man.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That's an amazing credit right there.
Rollerball too.
I played a Turk. They put a turban on me, gave me a green cape, and said, all right, you just go into the crowd when the cars are going, just try to wave your hands up and don't say nothing. And
I love it.
Okay, I'll do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to meet LL Cool J and
No
shake
way.
his hand and stand in front of him. And he had recently released the GOAT album, GOAT. And I was like, yeah, the GOAT's okay, but you know what I mean? You want to battle me?
Yeah.
He didn't take me up on that offer. I'm like, come on, man, come on, just let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't call, man.
He didn't do it.
So, I mean, to me, that means you
I mean,
won that exchange.
I get it. He was busy.
He was intimidated, let's be
but,
honest.
it would have took 45 seconds.
I want to say, LL, if you're
That's right.
watching this,
LL.
Ceeb
Hey,
still wants to battle.
Come
Yeah.
hit me up, but it's got to
Yeah.
be freestyle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Like,
if not, never
Freestyle's like like in my opinion, maybe I'm just judgy, but like that's the epitome of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everybody's impressed when somebody can just pull that stuff off the top of their head. You know what I mean? Was that the way it was growing up too? Like, if you wanted the most, kind of respect, that you had to be good at freestyle.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I come up from the make it up off the top of your head. And you got to come with it.
That's what blows me away, man. It's such you got to be present in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably the most present music, because it's one thing for me to write something down and then say it again a bunch of times
Over and
at
over.
a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm in awe of guys like you that can just do that.
But it helps us out for those of us that have a really good grasp of it, because there could be times where you're in the middle of your second verse and you forgot the other half, and you gotta fill up that space. So,
Absolutely.
I suppose. I was going to bring actually up.
you got 8 bars to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to just stand there and go like, "Yeah, dance, everyone."
Yo,
And then some
everybody.
people are going, I think maybe he forgot his
People are
lyrics.
like listening along. They're like, nah.
They
At
know.
this part, you're saying
Yeah.
you're saying something at this part.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the song has you rapping on it. So back to acting a little bit, because I just want to talk a little bit more about it. What was your first speaking part?
My first speaking role would have been. I'm not too sure if I was. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been Skate Proof.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to drop Skate Proof and drop the name Jesse Anthony.
Absolutely.
Even though he's super humble and hates it when people are like, "Yo, Skate Proof and Jesse, this was amazing." But there was a film made in Fredericton called Skate Proof by a mutual friend, Jesse Anthony, and Ceeb played a major role in this film, and his character's name was Soapy.
Yeah.
And I think out of all the performances, I think Ceeb's may have been the not to disparage, everyone did a good job, but Soapy was an iconic character.
It's weird how that came about, because I had to go play Polyfest before I auditioned for that. And I had seen the call out, and I was like, oh, Soapy? They're like, oh, yeah, I'd like to try out for that, but I got to go play a festival. So when I came back, it was a Monday, and I reached out to the production team, and I'm like, hey, is this audition still up? And they're like, yeah, sure, come on through, give a reading.
Yeah.
So I did. I went down there, and I auditioned for Soapy, and ironically, it was kind of like playing my younger self when I was a kid in the streets of Montreal, right? So
Yeah.
I was really fit the character pretty well.
Wow, right on.
Yeah, it was almost like the part was written for me.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, when I was done the audition, I'm like, well, guys, what's up? They're like, yeah, no, you're Soapy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Once you stepped into that role and you were playing that character, and you show up on scene on camera, I don't even know if it's still on YouTube. If you get a
I'd
chance
love
to
to see it, man. I'd love
It's
to see
still on
it.
YouTube.
Josh,
Yeah.
it's totally worth checking out.
It's-
Anyone watching
it's
this,
still on
look it up.
YouTube.
Skate Proof. You're gonna see
Skate Proof?
Yeah.
Skate Proof. It's called. It's basically a skateboarding drama,
Yeah.
and there's I don't want to give too much away, but stuff goes south.
Yeah.
When these skateboarder kids run into Soapy, and Soapy thinks they're filming him, and he's doing some stuff he shouldn't be doing.
I get it. Yeah.
And he's like, give me the camera, whatever. Stuff turns out badly, and one of the people loses their life, and then it becomes this, drama. But Soapy keeps showing up throughout the film. He's kind of like the antagonist. And there's some iconic lines too that Ceeb delivers.
I think Why don't you go do some kick rolls or something?
Kick rolls, yeah. So that's one of my favorites. And then there was like, I don't care what eye your fish has or something, because basically the guy goes, it's a fisheye lens. I don't remember the exact line, but it's just like great.
I don't care whose eye it is. You're going to give me that epic camera.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then, I don't know, like it just seemed to fit really well, and you did such a great job in that. So since then, like, have you done some other acting stuff, auditioned, like what's been kind
since then, for like 6-7 years, I was an actor, a writer with Christmas at the Playhouse production that went on for a while. It started out as I was the Frosty the Snowman rapper, so when they did that segment, I'd come out as a Frosty the Snowman.
Awesome, actually.
Writing a rhyme, I wrote about Frosty.
Oh man, that's great.
Rapping that with a bunch of kids and some music backed up. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of years, I wrote a rhyme for the end of the show. When the whole band would come out and all the cast was out there singing, they would stop for a portion. I'd come out and spit a rhyme during a song called "Put a Little Love in Your Heart."
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had wrote a verse for that.
Nice. That's awesome.
And after a while, so I know Cat LeBlanc from
yes,
shout
out to Cat LeBlanc.
Yeah, great friend of
Co-op.
So she had sent somebody to me. They were looking for a black guy to audition for this TV series called Le Clan.
Okay.
And I beat out a whole bunch of other black dudes and got the part.
Yeah, I auditioned. They turned me. I don't know why they turned me down.
So you didn't fit for some reason.
Yeah.
What,
Sorry,
was
man.
That,
go ahead. Yeah.
Was that a Quebec?
Yeah.
I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah. So I got a small role in a television series called Le Clan. I play an English-speaking prisoner. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
My new favorite words from them is per diem.
That's a good word to learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard about that thing. Yeah. Yet to see the per diem thing.
I know. Very rare that we artists see anything like that, but it's cool when you can.
Absolutely.
That must have been such a cool experience, man. Was that in Montreal? Was that around here?
No, that was down here. They paid for my bus trip from here to Shediac. And they had me up in a motel. They gave me a per diem, drove me to and fro, like shooting sites. It was great.
Man, what time of year was that?
It was in the summer.
Oh, Shediac in the summer, man. Like, you can't beat it. I love
nice.
Shediac.
It's a beautiful spot.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah, I went into McDonald's to get a poutine because I'd had a couple of drinks, so I was kind of feeling, because I only had another day to go. Like, I was going to be on set the next morning and bored. You know what I mean? So when boredom kicks in, you go and visit what the hell's going on in Shediac. And there's a lot of drinking's going on in Shediac.
Especially in the summer.
A lot of iced tea.
I went and got a poutine at McDonald's, and these guys are talking French and English at the same time. They call it Le Shack.
Yeah, Shack.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time growing up there. One of my best friends, Martin, his family's from there. And I just love the place and the culture of it. And the people, man, it's just such a cool place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I try to get there as much as I can. The beaches are beautiful, too.
Oh, man, that was our highlight of the summer, man, hitting up Parley Beach.
For sure. So acting, theater, films, music. I want to talk, because we talked a little bit about Jesse.
Oh, I also had a role in a film called Mayhem Beach.
Oh, okay.
By Scott Vasey.
Yeah,
right?
Tony DeRusio.
Tony DeRusio.
Yeah,
real guy.
Real guy.
Guy.
Yeah,
okay.
big Hollywood hotshot producer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. We had Cypress, Bernard. From the Trailer Park
Bernie.
Boys.
Bernie.
He's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a real good time.
Was one of those wrestlers was in it too, right? Is it Wesley Pipes?
Wesley Pipes.
Yeah,
he is in
Wesley
there too.
Pipes.
Absolutely.
Have you heard that one, Josh?
Absolutely.
It's such a good name. I just saw him wrestle like a month ago.
He's great, man.
He is, yeah, super charismatic, and
he's my friend on Facebook. He's great. He's
Does
been
he
great
have like
ever
a
since.
Blade persona? That'd be awesome.
No, he's just like a big dude,
He's
muscular
really
dude.
big, muscular. Who would you say he looked like if we're going to talk about bigger
He's bald,
wrestlers?
isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just a big, bald wrestler guy.
Wesley's Wesley.
Yeah.
Like one in a million, dude.
I can't think of who he looks like though, but he doesn't look like Blade.
You know who he does look like? No. Himself.
That's true.
He looks like himself.
I know. I'm so bad for that.
I hate to break it to you
That sounds
guys.
like this song. Or they look like this. I'm like.
That's like when people died, you go to the funeral, right? And you stand there looking at them, and someone approaches you. They're like, "Hey, how's he doing? What? Yeah, doesn't he look like himself? Well, who the heck else he gonna be?
Oh, at a wake, I know. Oh, they look so
You
much like
realize
themselves.
Peter? No, but it's Ralph from down
They
the
say
road.
that, really?
They kind of subbed. They subbed Ralph for Peter today.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, if you ever, I mean,
Only one person
He
notices.
tagged in
Yeah.
at the last minute.
yeah. Oh my God, I was expecting. Yeah.
That ain't Ralph.
No, it's such a if you're from like a small town and stuff, like it's such a a compliment to like the funeral home to be like, oh, they did such a great job, like on this person. You know what I mean? Like they look like himself, you know. And anyways, moral of the story is I really don't like wakes, but
Yeah. Okay. I agree on that one.
yeah.
I do not do well in those types of situations.
Speaking of wakes,
I remember
Segue.
Yeah.
as a kid, we did a lot of stuff when I was a kid. Me and my friends one time, we ran into this funeral home. Randomly, well, not randomly, we were being chased by the cops. So we ran into this funeral home. We're just a bunch of teenagers, and we took a left, and in there was a lady in her casket. Well, we're standing around there, and these white dudes come out looking at a bunch of black kids going, what are you doing there? And my friend's like, it's my grandmother, I was adopted. So he goes away, and doesn't this lady do this?
No.
She sat right up,
Seriously?
breathed the last breath that was in her, and fell back, and we were out of there. We were out of there. I didn't go back to a funeral home for years.
That sounds terrible. That sounds
I
terrible.
would have been traumatized, man.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
It was like something out of Tales from the Crypt.
No, truly, that sounds like you couldn't make that scene up, man. That's awesome.
That was crazy.
Okay, so I want to get back into music and your latest album, 4 Words, aptly named. And I think like one of the things that you've become known for, on top of being a hip hop artist and a musician and actor, is being downtown or wherever and asking people to give you 4 words. Is it always 4 words? I mean, that's kind of how you run it, right?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
I saw him do 7 words one time, or
it
yeah.
doesn't
one time
really
it was
matter.
58.
Yeah.
Most
But,
of
like,
the time, it's 4
4
words,
words.
you know. Just
And
enough
then-
time. Because people are passing. They might be on their lunch, right? You know what I mean? You can't,
4 is a good number. It can
give me
happen.
16 words. I can write
Yeah.
a,
I'm like, dude, that's too much work for me.
I'll spit a novel for you.
Yeah, I can't even think of 16 words on the spot. like,
So 4 is good.
4 words.
Sometimes I'll go, all right, just give me 2 so that
Yeah.
I could, somehow
Yeah.
get them to get involved.
And then so they gave you 4 random words, and you just off the top of your head.
Yeah, just
Come up.
play a beat and try to rhyme with them.
Yeah. And so, quick question: have you ever been stumped? Has there ever been someone who gave you 4 words and you couldn't? You were like you didn't get to do it, or
No.
you were like, give me a different word.
No,
Didn't think so,
no,
but I want to hear you say it.
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Even I used to do this on TikTok too, and dudes would give me different languages and stuff, but I would
Oh, yeah?
I'd find an English word to rhyme with their word and whatever it was.
Amazing.
You can't stump Ceeb. So if you're watching this, we'll go listen to his music, but get a hold, send 4 words, come up with 4 words. You see him somewhere, give him 4 words. Yeah, I think it's fun because for someone like myself who does not think quickly, it's very impressive to see people who can. That your brain is literally you have to think ahead of your own mouth, so that which I'm very bad at. Clearly,
Must be great for cognitive, keeping you sharp. You know what I
I
mean?
bet. Yeah.
Well, not only that, well, sometimes there'll be like there's a word that I got to rhyme with,
Yeah.
but I haven't yet discovered which word rhymes with that word. So while I'm freestyling, I'm still thinking
thinking
about
about
what
it?
that word is, and I'm just making up other stuff
Man,
along the way
that's crazy.
until I find it. And then once
That's-
it's there, I'll have a like there's something will
You'll probably
happen.
see a twinkle in
you know
your
what I
eye.
mean? And I'll be like, here we go.
yeah.
Is
Here
that
comes
like,
the punchline.
Yeah.
is that part of it for you? Like, is it you enjoy that challenge? Is it, it keeps you sharp in your craft too, right? But like, you know, there's got to be something like you seem to just really like engaging with people in real time and getting people involved. Like, what do you like about that? I guess you know.
Well, look, there's nothing like watching somebody who's walking down the street. Maybe they got their head down. Looks like they might have something on their mind, and to watch just a light go through their body, and brighten up their even just the right now.
Yeah.
You know, for right now, they're feeling a little bit better, and you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right on.
You know, just make other people happy.
Hmm.
You know, like I want to be a safe place, a place where people can want to hang out with me. They're going to feel comfortable, you know what I mean, able to be themselves without any judgmental business and just like that.
Yeah, I get that off you big time, man. And you know, and I think your music is also really accessible. I was listening with my daughter on the way over, and I said, as a total compliment, I said, you know what? There's not a lot of not like a lot of swear words in his stuff either. And I said, you know, like that's hard to do, and it's even when I write songs, I want to. Is that like an intentional restraint you have, or is it just your style? Like, you know what I mean? Because it makes it appeals to such a more broad audience that way too.
Well, I don't want just adults listening to my music.
No,
you know?
right.
I want everybody listening to my music.
Absolutely.
I don't want parents to say, "Oh my God, it's so vulgar, we got to turn it down." I want them to say, "Oh my God, this is so nice, let's turn it up."
Yeah. Yeah, it's great, man. And I always thought the same with comedians too, which I would say Ceeb is definitely a comedian as well. You know, he's always got some wicked jokes, but
That's true.
yeah. And I always thought like comedians that could tell good jokes without being vulgar or swearing. And don't get me wrong, I love that too. But to me, it just makes it so much more. It seems a lot harder to do because then you're automatically cutting out a lot of words right there. So I feel like that would put you actually at a disadvantage because you're cutting out words that you can use, which have a lot of some curse words they have a lot of like ambiguity too. So yeah, I think it's more impressive honestly if you can do that without. Just my opinion.
I'm just mindful.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
well, that's great, man.
I'm
Yeah.
just mindful.
Yeah, and and you are like, and I get that vibe. You are very comfortable to be around, and I've never seen you say a bad thing to anybody. And it seems like you're always trying to make people feel comfortable and uplift them. So I really appreciate that. And I think the city of Fredericton's lucky to have somebody like you who's kind of ingrained and doing that, like street poetry and stuff. Man, it just adds so much to the city. And yeah, so thanks for doing that, man. Thanks for all you've done. I mean, you've been around for a long time. You got 10 albums out. What's next for you? Do you have anything you want to do, or?
Oh, I'm going to write another album
Yeah.
eventually. It's just right now I got to, life's talking to me
man.
now, you know what I mean? It took me 4 years to write 4 words, kind of watch life go by and then replied to it, with its COVID crap and whatever, I just replied to it. So right now I'm in the stages of having a conversation with life and, you know what I mean, see what I come up with. I got to write a track for my dad who passed away in September. And that's coming soon. And to navigate, you put the emotions in words without bawling and
man, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
But I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'll get there. I got the hook.
Do you?
I got the hook down. I'm ready for that. But I just gotta take my time a little bit.
That's wise. Yeah, you don't want to like rush into stuff like that. That's for sure. I like how you put it too. Life. What did you say? You're talking to life and it's talking to you too?
Yeah,
like you're kind of conversating
with conversation with life, and
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
You need to have the experiences to write new songs and stuff, right? Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Um,
For me, I like to be, I don't know, an old school relevant hip hop artist. You know what I mean? But right now, relevance.
yeah, absolutely.
Talk about today's issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So is that, are you still thinking about auditioning for stuff? Like, you still want to act?
Oh yeah, for sure. If something comes around, I can actually get to an audition, and it's a role that interests me, I'll surely try.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm not.
Your main focus is hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. You know, hip hop and seeing if I can get other up and coming rappers to get on the stage and stuff like that. Get these new kids out there, give them a voice at least.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think every artist deserves a shot at the stage, whether they're great or just starting.
You got to start somewhere, right?
I agree.
You got to step into that light, just to see how it feels even.
Well, man, and sometimes you get an opportunity that's like, ooh, that's a big deal. Sometimes you need that occasion to rise to, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's important to give people something maybe that feels like it's a bit out of their reach, because you get that opportunity and you will want to do better. You know what I mean? And
I know there's such thing as hobby musicians.
Yeah.
Who aren't in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll release a couple of singles, go jam with a couple of people, but you want to take them on tour, or you want to put them on 100 different shows, and it's not a longevity thing. It's, I was just having some fun, it's pastime.
Yeah.
So for me to get an artist up on stage, I want to see where their heart's at. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Are they just a hobby, or can I push them to be great?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough, I think in New Brunswick, the line between hobby musician and full-time, like, I think we both and yourself probably know a few musicians who have like quit their day jobs and gone full into music, but like
that's hard to do nowadays.
When they say full in music, it's not as an artist, it's also like teaching lessons. Yeah, you gotta hustle, like it's basically like
music related.
You know? Yeah, like they're not working like a desk job, but they're not exactly out touring, and it's a hard world to kind of get by it and make a living, but there's a few people who, do various different things to make a living at it. But like the scene is still pretty, it's thriving. I think there's a lot of amazing artists and people doing cool things in the scene here. But I wanted to ask about, you've shared the stage with some pretty cool artists too in the past. Like, what are some of the artists you've shared the stage with? Other than bands, you've performed with bands locally as well, but
shared the stage with Mob Deep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shared the stage with KRS-One.
He's amazing.
Wow.
Shared a festival with Grandmaster Flash. Shared the stage with Pumpkinhead, R.A. the Rugged Man, Two Life Crew. Who else? Chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chaos. That was that somewhat recently?
Yeah.
Right on, man. I love Chaos.
Mercules. Scratch Bastard before. Who else? Swollen Members.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
The list is long.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's why I was kind of curious because I know
a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're a pro, man. A good friend of mine did recording with you. Shout out to Ollie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was extremely, and I mean, the album sounds great. Honestly, like, check it out. 4 Words. It's on Bandcamp, right?
Yeah, Bandcamp, Spotify, you name it.
Okay, cool, yeah. And Ollie was so impressed with how much of a pro you were. He was like, it was just like, all right, roll it, and you spit out a track, and that was it. He just was like that. Obviously, you've been doing this a long time, so, like, is that where you feel comfortable? Do you ever feel like, let's do a retake, or do you try to get like a one take? Is it important to you?
Well, it all depends on how I feel at the moment, and if the lyrics are memorized. Because if I'm spitting off the paper, then we might have a couple of takes.
Gotcha.
What I mean?
Okay.
Because I want to get the the dialect correct. I want to get the flow right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can write a song and not remember it. You know what I mean?
I barely remember my own lyrics, so that's one reason I'm super impressed by hip hop artists, man. Like remembering all of that. I'm lucky to remember 8 lines. You know what I mean?
I got over 120 songs, and I know for sure that there's a few of them that I don't remember word for word.
Oh.
But let me say, muscle memory. Just
probably
turn it on and give me a couple minutes with it, and it'll be back in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
120 songs is nuts, by the way. But
yeah, you're a hard-working musician. That's the other thing too. Like, you've been at it for a long time. Like, the amount of albums, songs, music videos. How many music videos have you shot over the years? Like, it's got to be 10, 20. And there's some while you're thinking. Like some great videos, and I did want to
maybe I don't know. I think I got 10 music videos, but I got other things on my YouTube channel. You know, like
Right on.
Some of your freestyles too, right?
Freestyle whatever days, which is
freestyle whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so that is based on. I just, you know what I mean. I go on YouTube and I look for a producer's beat or find a beat that's royalty free, so I don't get sued for using it. Right?
Yeah, that's key on YouTube.
And yeah, then I'll just press record and freestyle to it, and then upload the video, and away we go.
Yeah. Definitely go subscribe to Ceeb on. What is your channel? Just so, because on YouTube, and if you're listening to CHSR,
Eric Claiborne.
Right on
my YouTube channel.
Okay, great. So I wanted to one specific. I mean, there's a bunch of great videos, but I really love the Lighters Up video that you did with Jesse, and so great work to both of you guys for you creating the song, because it is one of my favorite songs too. I just really love that song. Can you tell me, like, go check out the video right now if you're watching this, listening to this. Go check out Lighters Up, and of course all of Ceeb's stuff. But how did that video come about? Because you ended up going to, what's the area called?
It's Elm Hill, New Brunswick.
Yeah,
one of Canada's first black settlements, established in 1806. I mean, the land's been there forever, but Elm Hill was established in 1806. That's where my family's from, you know, on my dad's side. But yeah, I was at home and Jesse had messaged me. He said, "Hey, you got that song Lighters Up? I think it needs a video."
Nice.
And he was like, I was like, "All right, where are we going?" He's like, "Well, we can go anywhere. You give me $20 in gas." I'm like,
"That's so Jesse.
Perfect. I got that. Let's go." So I jumped in and I was like, "Are you looking for a little down south feel, like?"
That's what it felt like too, yeah.
You know, like Mississippi or something like that. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I know just where we're going."
Yeah.
So we went to Elm Hill. And he was like looking around. He was like, "Oh, this is everything. This is everything."
He would have loved that.
Elm Hill's in New Brunswick. Sorry,
yeah.
Oh yeah, right on.
He's like, "This is everything.
Yeah.
This is everything."
He was in heaven, probably.
So we shot it there, 100%.
It's so funny that you
got
say
the family involved, and
oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
You can
like
get family and friends involved in that kind of stuff.
Well, that's the thing about that video too. It just felt so, like, I guess, lack of a better word, like real. But that's why, because it was, and so I guess, like, you could, you know, music videos sometimes you can have like months of trying to come up with a concept and, you know, prepping and who knows what budget or no budget, whatever. But then like just a video where you're just like, "Jesse, where you want to go?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, give me some gas money." And you were like, "Let's go to Elm Hill." And I highly recommend checking out this video because it's got some like cultural history for New Brunswick.
Well, we started driving off down Riverside Drive, right? And we're headed kind of toward Burton, but we were just looking for some old broken down barns.
That's a great side on the other side of the river, man. Yeah, I grew up in that area too.
As we were driving, that's what I was thinking. I was like, "Wait, broken down barns? Oh, you want Dirty South? Well, I know where. Let's go."
Is that how that happened?
So so we're driving along Burton Road, like on our way, like the Queens County Highway, whatever. And my cousins happened to be just finishing work. They were fishing. So I was like, "Boys," we stopped behind. I'm like, boys, make sure you get to the hill because we're shooting a video today." And they weren't very long behind us.
Oh, man. That would have been a great video because I always think of like this. I love the story you're telling. Like, I wish I was there filming behind the scenes too, of like just heading there and then you like talking to your cousins and everything. And then who was the guy that did the burnout on the motorcycle?
That's Willie McIntyre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's funny because you haven't seen this one?
Oh man, I gotta see it.
Yeah, now I'm describing it, like you got to go check out this video. But is that an old Ninja you did that on?
I think so.
It's a cool looking, like it's just that old, like almost like the Tom Cruise Ninja from Top Gun. Yeah. And he's just doing a burnout like on like basically like a New Brunswick country road kind of thing.
Semi-dirt road.
Yeah, but like, oh man, it just was so authentic and so like, and then you're just hanging out the whole time, right? Like you guys are just hanging out and you're just rapping. But anyway,
it's funny that you kind of describe it like the South because I grew up out in Burton and I was out in that area a lot. Like when you go beyond like towards Gagetown and stuff, like in the summer, and it's so humid here too. There's something that feels like you're in the South. And it's just kind of funny that you had that same kind of feel, right? Like
if you didn't know,
you be walking down the country road, you see somebody driving their lawnmower to the store.
It's normal out there.
Like, can I get a lift? I mean, I know you're going slower than me, but I'll take the ride.
You're passing while you're walking. Just like put your blinker on, go around. Yeah, just I mean that's amazing. And I didn't know, and I think it was Jesse that when I said like, that's an awesome video, like, and he told me a bit of the story behind it. And you know, that's something as New Brunswickers, like, why aren't we taught like that history in
that's
school.
great. Yeah,
right?
I didn't know about that. And I grew up in that. Like,
well, I'll tell you why.
well,
Yeah.
we know why.
Black history.
Yeah, but it's like, that's a terrible thing that we're not taught that. And I learned more from a Ceeb Dread music video than I learned from my education. So like, I don't know, I appreciate that, and I thought that was just such a cool video and kind of homage to your family and like history in New Brunswick, and yeah. So from there, well, is there any stories from that video or any video or anything that you want to share? Because now, before we move on from the music video topic, before we move on from that world.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, let's just move on then. But please, if you're watching, listening, go check out these videos on YouTube and check out on Spotify, Ceeb's music. We want to.
Yeah, let's circle back to the freestyle thing.
Yeah, if you're willing to do a 4 words freestyle.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so this is an exclusive right now, right? If you're listening, if you're watching, we're going to do... Ceeb has no idea of any...
No.
We have no idea.
No, I'm going to actually get my daughter Parker in here to pick 4 words.
Yeah.
She has no clue. She's going to be embarrassed, probably, but we'll keep her off of
Now, I was going to ask you, Ceeb,
sec.
do you have like a royalty-free beat you can play on your phone or something? Or should I beatbox? How do you want to do
some
that?
horrible white guy beatbox?
It's going to be bad beatboxing.
No, I can play something.
Okay, that's much better.
We're not going to get sued for it.
Okay, amazing.
That'll be fine.
All right, man, this is exciting. This is a first time 4 words. I'm gonna say it's not live for the listening audience, but it's live for us. And when you hear it, you're hearing Ceeb come up with this.
Those of you that are looking at me playing with my phone, listen, it's not Chat GPT or any AI program. It's just my simple notepad.
Yeah, he has no.
See the word in front
Here,
of me.
like it's like a magician. He's got nothing on there. It's like, show me your cards.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
This is my sweet oldest daughter, Parker.
Hi, Parker.
Hey, Parker. So if you can stump me, that'll mean you're probably the smartest person on the planet. What I'm going to ask you to do, Parker, is give me 4 words you think I can't rhyme with.
Okay.
And you take your time. You just 4 any words. They can be 4 words.
Do they have to be words that rhyme together or no?
No, 4 random words.
4 random words.
Okay. Cat.
All right.
Table. Ukulele.
Oh, she's hitting you with a tough
she's
one.
not holding back.
Yeah, I love that's a good one.
One more.
Baby.
Okay. I love it. Those are good words. I would have not done that well. I would have been like, I would have just said cat 4 times.
All right.
Okay.
So
now,
as if we were out on the streets, I would say something like, okay, fine. Let's see what Mr. Speaker thinks.
All right, we ready? Here we go.
Yeah, folks. All right. So in this aspect, I'm Eric the Freestyle Poet. Welcome to Time for a Rhyme. Officially, we got cat, table, ukulele, and baby. All right. I got the mix of this microphone, mind that's that. Give me the baseball bat, about to knock out a cat. It don't matter, homeboy, I spit rhymes that are fat. This is how we do it, like this and maybe like that. Let me do it right. You know it's true that I'm able. I connect the dots like Ken connect the cable. It don't even matter, I put the food on my table. You know what, it's true, but people tell fables. It's fine, it don't matter, you about to get out my way. You gon' play me like I play a ukulele. It don't matter, you see me, we both the fly, I'm a bee. You can see me what you do, that's why they calling me Ceeb. After that, they going crazy. They like, oh, maybe this the guy that come home with me and give me a baby. That's how it's gonna be. Folks are driving me crazy, but that's right, I got an eye to the left when it's lazy.
Whoa!
Know what I mean?
That was it.
That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Let's give him a hand for that.
Don't you dare ask me to try and do that at home.
Oh, man.
It's going to suck.
That is, man. Thank you,
Thanks so
Ceeb.
much,
Thank you
man.
for that.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks, my girl.
My
And thank
pleasure.
you for
Thanks,
4
Parker.
words. Those were 4 really good words.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. All right. Listen, if you heard that,
Back to your Nintendo video.
that
games.
was Ceeb just did that. And how many? You got to make this. I know you don't have a number in your head, but like, how many times have you done that? Like in an estimate, has it been in the thousands?
Like in the run of a day?
Well,
Or
like in your life.
In my life. Oh, wow.
Are you in like the hundreds of thousands of?
Easily.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell like it's cool because it's like if you see a pro athlete play, you're like they've practiced their life to kind of do this thing that they're really good at, and you kind of get the same feeling when you do that. It's like this guy's like honed this skill for a long time. Like it's impressive.
Once I hear the word, the Ceeb source starts to go.
Yeah.
There's a thesaurus. I got a Ceeb source.
Yeah. You've got your own like software.
Yeah.
Figured out basically.
Yeah, you don't need no AI like you.
I got a CPS.
I used to call Carly my CPS because I'm horrible with directions.
Absolutely.
And she would be like, turn here, turn. Yeah. So.
Yeah, my CPS though, it's kind of faulty. It leads us right to the weed man.
Oh,
it's a glitch.
It can't be perfect. Right?
I'm not gonna fix it.
Oh wow! Sorry, we got crickets.
We got crickets.
We got
4
crickets.
o'clock in the morning, people. We're just getting started.
Yeah. In case you're just tuning in,
We just opened a window. You can hear the crickets outside. Oh, speaking of crickets, I can't wait till it's summer and we get to hear the crickets. But anyway, man, thank you for that. Man, Steve, that was awesome. And I just feel like that's one of the funnest moments we've had on the podcast by far. So thank you for that.
I love it. It shows you kind of the power of like hip hop, and just being able to pull that out of thin air and entertain people. And get them connected, because when you can get people involved, I think that's what really like spreads the magic too, right? Like
that's the idea.
Yeah,
it's even fun, especially like when somebody will drop their name as the word.
Yeah,
like, they wouldn't have said their name on the streets, right? They would just give me 4 words, and one of those words will be their name. The lights that show up in their whole aura about them, right?
Yeah, because you're kind of rapping about them almost.
Yeah, I'm trying to just the idea for me is to put a bigger hop in your step than you have when you got to me. You know what I mean?
Hip hop, man.
Yeah,
right on, man.
That's good stuff.
That's probably a good spot to end it, because that seems to be like your whole, from what I can tell, you want to make people feel better with your music, and that's what it's all about. So
absolutely.
Well, what I'd like to do, let's throw to some music.
Yeah.
I mean, that live was like friggin' amazing, but we're gonna throw to one of your newest singles off your new album, 4 Words.
Yeah.
I mean, very appropriate considering you just rapped 4 words. So let's throw to that. We'll throw to, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see the video, and if you're on CHSR, we're going to play the track.
Amen.
Right now, any setup for that, or want to just run it?
Let's go.
Let's
go.
This is Ceeb Dread, 4 words.
Chill. All right. All down, God. Big up yourself, Burgundy Massive. You don't know. Let's get it. 4 words. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go, 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 let's go. Prop in the mix, sounds like licks. When it comes to rhymes, I got all the old tricks. Now to painted portraits, even take pics. Man, I won't play games, won't pick up sticks. Buskin', stages, rush 'em. Let me on the mic and I'ma rock the whole function. Try to motivate 'em, but nobody got the unction. Eating all the supper and nobody getting lunches. Say, let's go, let's go. Help a human up when they be down too low. Find a new rapper, get his face in the show, so the rest can find out and then act like they know. That the Dread got a heart that is made of pure Joe. Who's testing me? I don't think there's anyone, yo. It seems they're in the wind getting handled by snow. That's right, I forgot I control the micro. Let's go, let's go. 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 On the mic comes the one whose words be a gun. Jump around the streets and still get the job done. I'm having lots of fun, and let me mention, even though that's a fact, there's still some that get none. Poor people living and get no attention. There's a war in my mind, but it's on suspension. People like to say they happy, but it's real depression. Can't eat nor sleep, another bad addiction. You can listen listen to the word, it is your inscription. Heal them up one at a time, that's a real mission. I'm the doc, you gon' take it as your prescription. You don't diss my ability, yo, you listen. Handle that fact with a pound of sledgehammer. Son, I'm walking in this life, yo, it's Busker, banished. Let me hit the zone, in the zone be a damager. You ask you where we from, let them know. Canada, let's go, let's go. 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 I lived a lot of life, broke a lot of rules. In and out of jail and been kicked out of schools. Coming out the sewer, looks to make you jewel. Yo, I'm just like you, I want the cake and the jewels. If we could get the diamonds, then perhaps we'd be cool. But if I gotta sell my soul, then skip me, fool. I don't even care, yo, we could have a duel. I'ma win this little battle cause we have some wicked fuel. Powered by the minds of the rhymes of the past. In a heightened rare stock by the whooping ass. They ain't teaching me, get to class. About to show 'em my philosophy, all the quick fast. If you are my team, then you follow your dreams. When we say let's go, you know what we mean. Us not making it sounds absurd. So I'ma get us famous on these next 4 words. Let's go, let's go. 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 Let's go, let's go.
All right, well, that was Ceeb Dread, 4 words off of the album 4 Words, and now you know from watching and listening where that 4 words idea comes from. This is kind of like, and we've kind of come full circle. And like this is Ceeb's passion. This is why he does it, to like bring that hip hop in people's step, and I feel it. Like I feel like better after hearing you do that. And after hearing
absolutely.
that song.
And you made my daughter's day, right? So she got to see.
Oh, you could tell she loved it.
She's never seen that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That really was cool for her. I can tell. So, yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely. All right, so we're just about out of time, but before we go, is there anything else you want to share with the folks out there?
Yeah, listen, if there's something you guys are doing that you're really passionate about, don't let anybody tell you not to do it. There's many times where the stuff that people would say I shouldn't be or I couldn't be or wouldn't be able to do it, and I'm doing it because I chose not to pay attention to the rhetoric. That's all the world's going to do is beat on your head to prevent you from shining your true shine. Don't pay attention to any of that BS. It's only there as an obstacle to see if you'll be able to persevere and get through it, come out on top, shining like diamonds. Let's go.
Amen.
Let's go.
Now, you can get my music at ceeb.bandcamp.com. That's ceeb.bandcamp.com. You can find Ceeb Dread on Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, all online available platforms. And if you want to book me, go to ceebdreadlocks@gmail.com. Send me a request for the rider, and I'll surely hook you up.
Amazing.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's good you spelled it. CeebDread.
Yeah, CeebDreadlocks
Right.
@gmail.com.
Ceeb Dreadlocks, yeah.
Awesome.
You heard it. You heard Ceeb. You heard the songs. You heard some of the story.
Yeah.
This has been great.
We're just scratching the surface. You know,
Yeah.
there's so much more that we could talk about with Ceeb. He's got so much under his belt. But, yeah, man, we want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate you as a friend and a musician in the city, and hopefully we'll get you back.
Lastly, no matter what you do, folks, no matter where you are, if you got a chance, make sure you tune in to 97.9 CHSR.
Cutting a promo, right?
Absolutely.
I love it.
That's what we need, because I forget.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us on Show Us Your Insides. I'm Joel.
I'm Joshua.
Ceeb Dread.
We'll see you soon.